All right, Shalom. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which I just gave praise to the one who the world calls God in the name of his son, Jesus Christ. I'm here baptized in the name of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Baha Rakwa Kodash, which I just said, baptized in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay? Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. And honest to all you fellow laborers that are enduring afflictions to bring out this truth in sincerity and in faith. Okay, so hopefully this lesson is edifying. All right, so as you can see on the screen, it says the ugly side of dating when you're a single, attractive African-American woman, which it's all spiritual because I was going to do this lesson last week after I had a conversation with one of my clients. She's a so-called black woman from Alabama, down south. She's a nurse. Okay, drives a Tesla. She's doing pretty good, you know. She's a pretty lady, a little older than me. You know, nice body. You know, I'm working with her to get it even tighter. And it just came out about brothers, you know, so-called black men dating white women. And she was talking about how, you know, she's a feminist and she's traveled. And so now it's hard for a man pretty much to put her ass in order. That's essentially what she was saying. Okay, it was hard for her to find her match and so on and so forth. And the problem is because you're a damn feminist. You know, she doesn't believe in being under a man. So pretty much the bitch, she's going to remain single. Okay? She's talking about, well, look, I'm going to have to go back down south to find a man because men out here in California, this and this. But I'm going to read this article as well, because in this article, she's essentially saying the same thing what she was saying, okay? All right, so often on social media when discussions about the dating game come up and how it truly sucks to be an African-American single woman in your 40s, marginally attractive black men are quick to chime with, you need to choose better or expand your circle. Negro, please. A lot of these niggas ain't worth two dead flies, and what is so pathetic is that these men know that already because these two-bit niggas are their friends. And this is the mentality that she has towards the so-called black man. And if he ain't shit, that's because in her mind he ain't making 100,000. He ain't kissing her ass. Pretty much he's not a conformer to the so-called white man society. Because what she was expressing, the chick that I trained, is that the dudes out here, they're not like dudes in that like Atlanta or Birmingham. Cause it's a lot of street niggas out here, you know. You know, not that they stupid. It's just there's a lot of niggas that won't work for the so-called white men out here. It's a different spirit, you know. You got a lot of jakes that are cognizant of how the society works. That ain't stupid. They're just not about to go the corporate route. Okay, it's a Black Panther, Black Power spirit that's heavy out here. And then there's jakes that do work in the corporate world, but they're not dealing with the so-called black woman. There's too many options. Okay, you got Filipinas, okay, you got Chinese chicks. You got, I mean, the white woman, but that ain't even a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you got the Mexican chicks, you know, Salvadorian chicks, Brazilian chicks is out here. It's just too many options, okay? And a man that has money out here, he doesn't need to tolerate any of that shit, you know, that the so-called black woman is coming with. You know, there's a lot of women that'll feel privileged, you know, to get with a so-called black man out here. Especially when he has his own spot, he's got his own business, or is like an engineer, or, you know, something, you know, is a so-called professional. So, you know, this chick, she's so-called accomplished, so she's not gonna date the garbage man, okay, the Jake at the post office. Oh, I don't want to date down, meaning she don't want to date anybody that makes less than her. But these dudes spend their time trying to convince women that it is our fault for not choosing this fabled, little-seen creature who is allegedly in abundance, but we are too choosy and like thugs to find one. The proverbial good black man. And that's how this is how the so-called black woman looks at you so-called Negroes. You're not a good black man. And her good and like I had a homie from from the East Bay back in the days before I came to Truth. And we used to joke like, yeah, the black woman, she want a nigga that sell dope with a briefcase in his hand, okay, but it's conscious, you know, like that's it's just not realistic, okay, what a lot of these so-called black women expect. I have an eclectic mix of black lady friends on the social media who expand from California to New York, from London to Barbados, and all these ladies are saying the same exact thing. It sucks to be a single black lady of any age, but in particular for a woman of a certain age because of the social stigma that makes women in their 40s crones before their time, and because of the lack of quality black men in the dating world. Because if there's a so-called black man, he's in his 40s, 50s, and he's so-called established, he's not getting with no 40, 50-year-old black woman. Are you out your damn mind? Like, even my grandparents, my grandfathers on both sides, my mother's father and my dad's father, they both got with women 15, 20 years younger. That was standard back in the day. Matter of fact, I just spoke to my first cousin, which it mixes in with this lesson. My first cousin on my mother's side, which he's around my mom's age because my grandfather, he had older children. I got first cousins that are like 73, 74. You get what I'm saying? Because he had a woman before he had my grandmother, okay? And then even when he was with my grandmother, he had other women. You know, damn near had like 20 kids. You see what I'm saying? And I was talking to him, and he said, "Man, I'm not dealing with the black woman." Okay, he worked for Oracle, he worked for IBM. You know, he's a tech guy, and I talking to him. I was thinking I wanted to ask him what tribe he's from, you know, and shalom him, because the way he was talking, it was just like talking to a older brother. It was like talking to talking to an apostle, or like an older brother in the faith, like the brother you call from Arkansas, you know, because he was older, but he had a young, vibrant spirit, and he's seen a lot, okay. And he came to the realization, and this is a brilliant man, okay. He made all types of businesses work. He's working on different apps as we speak. You know, I was talking to him about business and just life in general, and he came to the conclusion that the black woman ain't right. The black woman here in America ain't right, and he's about to go to Brazil, and you know, he was dating a Moroccan chick, you know, and she was younger, okay. So pretty much everybody is waking up to the BS of you so-called black women. I'm gonna get a scripture real quick, and then I'm gonna go back, and I got a lot of articles. You know, Salaki, usually, you know, brothers know my videos they're short, but this may be a little longer because I got, you know, a lot of info. It's Ecclesiasticus 25:19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Yeah, and this is particularly true for the so-called black woman. Okay, here in America, she the worst thing going, man. And it's beautiful that men are waking up to this, okay? And you women, especially you women that know that you're Israelites, you're on a comment board, you're getting tired of the rebuke. Well, guess what? It's only going to intensify, all right? Because men are fed up. All right, the so-called black man, he's getting fed up with the disrespect of you so black women, the unrealistic expectations, and the overall lack of support in this man getting to his goals. And that's what my cousin, who's pretty much old enough to be like my dad or my uncle, that's what he was expressing to me. Okay, he had a business going, and he wanted her, you know, because she was in the tech world too, and he wanted her to be on board, but pretty much he put her to the side because he saw that she wasn't motivated. But then you know what he said? But he'll go and he says the man, you know, talking about the so-called white man. So yeah, but she'll go and she looking all good for the man, and then I come back, she plucking her toes and she doing all this and that. I mean, it was beautiful because he had the breakdown, man. Okay, that's what you so-called black women do. Okay, you exalt the so-called white man's power structure, yet when a so-called black man wants to, and then you complain about, okay, niggas ain't shit, yet when a brother is trying to do something, you're not supportive. Why? Because you want him to be under the so-called white man. That's your spirit, okay? And then, you know, pretty much, you know, I ain't gonna read all. She's talking about how, you know, she got on the apps, and then, you know, Esau was hitting her up, little creepy ass Edomites. and then the Jakes just wanted the box. Which you woman, and you modern day woman. That's what else are you good for? Okay, other than sex, you ain't trying to cook and clean. You ain't trying to give back rub support. Okay. So why what else does a man need you for? Okay, an extra headache. And look at Merriam-Webster's 2017 words of the year. Feminism. Look at that, #1. Hey, this is the time that we're in. Matter of fact, let me get another precept. Is that Jeremiah? You know I got Isaiah on deck, but let me get Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. Yeah, cause speaking to my my cousin. It was a breath of fresh air for him, and it was good for me as well. And then I was advising him. I was like, where to go in Brazil, and I was like, yeah, they'll love you, And he said that my mom, my mom wasn't with it, My mom was kind of like, oh, you talking down, about American women, because my mom, they're like they're Judah and Gad, So they're like my mom. She looks racially ambiguous, or she looks more like a northerner or a Filipino or whatever. Yet she identifies as a so-called black woman. You see what I'm saying? And a so-called Native American woman. So, she was trying to stick up for the sisters, so to speak. But my cousin, he wasn't having it, because he was talking about, yeah, I'm about to, he's into Brazilian woman, he's into the Asherite woman, okay? All right, but this is Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Yeah, and look, that's why the word of the year is what? Feminism. That's a part of a woman compassing a man. And you see you had the Me Too movement and, all this, which that was started by a so-called black woman, by the way. Okay? But you see all these movements to pretty much exalt women. To get women at the forefront, and hey, that's because of our backsliding. Okay, the Heavenly Father created a new thing in the earth with a woman compassing a man, meaning getting above a man, and that's common in the so-called black community and the so-called Hispanic and Native American community. Hey, because even in the so-called, I'll say, Mexican community, speaking from experience. If the man, a lot of the times the man isn't in the household, and if he is, he's a complete cuck, okay? The woman runs the show because he's working so damn much. He get home, well, shit, in the truck, man. He's sipping Coronas because he got to deal with his demonic-ass wife, okay? She's compassing. She's running the show. A lot of times she's the disciplinarian. He's just a simp, man. Hey, so and you see, man, you see a lot of Gadite dudes just being out here solo. Why? Because they leave the res and they leave their woman because she's demonic as hell, man. All you Israelite women, because we get on the so-called black woman primarily because a lot of brothers that make the video, for the longest it's been mainly the Southern Kingdom in these camps. Now you got a lot of Northerners, okay, in the camps. These brothers are telling you about the wickedness of the so-called Salvadorian woman, the so-called Mexican woman, so-called Puerto Rican woman. All right? Okay, so the word of the year is feminism. The word was a top lookup throughout the year with several spikes that corresponded to various news reports and events. The general rise in lookups tells us that many people are interested in this word. Specific spikes gives us insight into some of the reasons why. Feminism spiked following news coverage of the Women's March on Washington, D.C. in January and follow-up discussions regarding whether the march was feminist and what kind of feminism was represented by organizers and attendees. The word spiked again when Kellyanne Conway said during an interview that she didn't consider herself a feminist. In this case, the definition of feminism was itself the subject of the news story, an invitation for many people to look up the word. Interest in the dictionary definition of feminism was also driven by entertainment this year. We saw increased lookups after the release of both Hulu series The Handmaid's Tale and the film Wonder Woman. Yep. I'm going to jump down. Today's definitions of feminism read the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes and organized activity on behalf of women's rights and interests. Yeah, so a woman isn't equal to a man. And that's what you women, you're about to get through your thick skulls, okay? Because a lot of you women, you think that you're independent of a man, when really, a man set you up, man. The feminist movement was financed by a man, okay? By the elites, so-called white man. Okay, who you so-called black woman made a deal with in the garden, all right? But guess what, man? He's revoking that, man, because the so-called white man isn't to be trusted. Yeah, you woman, you've trusted his ass so long, it's like it's second nature. Whatever he says goes. But what is he doing? Okay, he's cutting these different entitlement programs that you women benefit from. All right, Trump proposes to cut Medicare and spend big on wall defense. President Donald Trump will propose cutting entitlement programs by $1.7 trillion, including Medicare, in a fiscal 2019 budget that seeks billions of dollars to build a border wall, improve veterans' health care, and combat opioid abuse, and that is likely to be all but ignored by Congress. The entitlement cuts over a decade are included in a White House summary of the budget obtained by Bloomberg. I'm going to jump down. Actually, no, sorry. The document says that the budget will propose cutting spending on Medicare, the health program for the elderly and disabled, by $237 billion, but doesn't specify other mandatory programs that would face reductions, a category that also includes Social Security, Medicaid, food stamps, welfare, Satan. Yep, welfare and agricultural subsidies. Yeah, that's and then it goes into what he wants to put the money into, okay, which I touched on that on the video last night. But pretty much, yeah, you woman, it's time for you to rise up, because men are waking up to your BS. They're seeing that you want to wear the pants and the skirt. This is like every dude I talk to, okay? He has something like that to mention about women. Okay, general manhood is coming back. All right, you know, amongst tribes. This is not just amongst the brotherhood. This is something that's becoming common. Okay, men talking about the stress that they have with women, how these women are out of control. Okay, and then coupled with these cuts, hey, you can see what's happening, man. You women are gonna catch hell. In particular, our woman, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American woman, because you've alienated your man to the point where you trust solely in the so-called white man. This is Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And that's talking about these different subsidies, these entitlement programs. And eventually, a lot of these companies, they're going more overseas, or they have robotics to replace your ass. So what are you women gonna do then? Okay, you're gonna fold. Okay, you're gonna bug out. You're gonna try to find a man, and a man's gonna kick you square in your ass, because you're not going to, because you've been so polluted with the doctrine of this world that you're equal, or that you're actually better than a man. You're not gonna have the spirit to comply. Okay, you're gonna be bucking up, and a man, he's not gonna, he don't need to deal with that. That's why you got movements like MGTOW, it's men going their own way, and then you got ITMOR, introspective black men, and they're all about what? Getting their souls together. Okay, and they go and they got a whole documentary on these brothers that went out to Brazil, man, and it was nothing but love, and I experienced that solely, like nothing but love, man. I was out there, I was like 22, broke, okay, broke as hell. Getting drinks bought for me, just being treated like a king, man. Okay, because you go in other areas, it's more so about your vibration and your spirit. Okay, this is a very material and carnal society, man. And the so-called white man, he seeks to replicate that around the world, but guess what? The Lord isn't going to allow that. All right, this world, this current setup is going to be decimated. It's going to be destroyed. Okay, I had another article. It talks about the myth of the gender gap. I might put it in post-production, but I don't want to make this too long. But it says it's a myth that women earn 77 cents for every dollar a man earns for doing the same work. But that's a lie. That's just generally men. When you average everything up, men make more. Which, yeah, men do more backbreaking work, man. Okay, because the man is the leader. Power comes through the man. So of course you're supposed to be compensated accordingly. Okay, if you're a damn secretary, all you doing is typing up documents. You're not gonna get the same pay as somebody who conceptualized an app. All right, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, you're the founder of a company, you know. And these women, man, they really want to get on that level. Okay, these women will want to partner with you after you did all the damn grunt work. Okay, these women, and I'm in business, so what I'm saying is I'm speaking from a place of experience, multiple experience. This is across racial and ethnic lines, so to speak. All right. Generally, these women are complete scumbags. All right. They want everything for free. They don't want to pay you accordingly. And then sometimes if you're like, yeah, just pay me later, they'll try not to pay you, man. You gotta hassle them. Okay, they're late. Oh man. And then if you're trying to hire one, oh man, it's never just straight ahead. Okay, this is the rate. And with dudes, even dealing with the so-called white man. Oh, that's the rate? Okay, cool. Okay, send you an invoice and this and this. He ain't trying to game you up to get more. But you woman, man. Hey, so you know that's it. You woman, you reign of terror. Like me and the brother Kanat, we did a video, you know, around the turn of the year about how you women, your reign of terror is coming to the end, and it is. Okay, all right. So 2017, that was your peak, but guess what? You're on your way out. You're in a precipitous decline, just like your daddy, the so-called white man. All right, your wicked, evil lover. All right. So hopefully it was edifying. You brothers stay up, and you women who watch, hey, you gotta take the rebuke or not and just die. Okay. Hey, shalom to the elect.